Hey, good morning, everybody. Sorry we're a little bit late today. We had some things we needed to take care of this morning. Hope you guys are doing well. Happy Wednesday. Okay, looks like we've been moving up. I literally just logged on, so see the current move we were in was this one. It hit the target up here. Going our way up to 900 now. Okay, are we going to get some form of resistance here? 900. Okay. Happy Wednesday, Doug. How are you, sir? Glad to hear that. So I had to make some modifications based on yesterday's price action and how crazy and volatile the market's been, and I've put in some stricter rules based on my old trading system. So I've combined what I've been recently doing with my old trading system, and the results were a lot more favorable. So we're going to be a lot pickier about our trades today. We'll kind of go from there. But 900 right now seems to be resistance. Will it act as support? That's what I'm counting on. Can it come down and get us? Okay. All right, we have this wedge right now. My target's going to be up there at 29.25. See if we can keep going up. There we go. That was a nice trade. I think that trade was 350 bucks, something like that. All right, this trade is over. Let me go ahead and delete these lines here. Let's draw some new lines, see where we're at. Golden ruler moves up as well. Now my runner would be, my runner was at break even. We're still technically running. Okay. Now today might be a little tricky. We have FOMC at 2 o'clock p.m. It's meeting minutes though. Not as big of a deal as, you know, the first Wednesday of the month where they actually talk about adjusting the rate. But there could be some volatility at 2 p.m. today. I mean, obviously we're not going to be trading around that time, but you might see a little bit of choppiness in the market leading up to an FOMC type of an event. All right, I believe our runner is out. Okay, we're retesting the EMA here. This technically is the trigger right there, but see what it wants to do. We'll put a buy order right at the EMA if it wants to come down. 6-point risk. Moved it to break even. I didn't like all of that, so all right, let's delete some of these lines. Okay. Normally I would be buying it here at 900. I don't know if we have enough room with this trend line and this EMA. So we're going to pass on this. Again, I'm being a lot stricter with my setups today. So it would have worked for 10 points, but that's okay. All right, let's update this trend line here. We're making our way up to 950 again. Okay, our runner's out. Will not be taking a short at 950. I mean, at this point, we have a lot of ground to make up, right? Let's look at the daily chart real quick. You can see very bullish today, right? Our golden ruler now moves up to here on the daily. Almost hit that target what we talked about from the 11-13 candle to the downside. Not quite, though. $9.50 is acting as resistance right now. Okay, the target has been reached from this signal, 10-13 candle, but we couldn't have taken it. Yep, that's right, Doug. That's the key. Can we get it come back down to 950? Trigger higher. That would be a nice pullback. The golden ruler does move up. You know, I'm experimenting with that idea because the golden ruler would be a level, right? I'm experimenting with that idea, Doug. See, right now it's holding, but now it didn't close below it, right? But now it's going below it. Like maybe we take this one higher here. If it decides to hold and look bullish. I mean, obviously it's looking more bearish right now. But yeah, it's an idea. I don't know. I'll have to experiment with it. I haven't done enough back testing to know if that's going to be a thing or not. But what we do have now is this downward trend line. And we have the EMA above us, and we have the standard deviation level above us. So I'm not going to be taking any sort of bullish moves in this zone right now with these obstacles in the way. The problem now is we just got the trigger higher right here. I can't do anything about that. I just have to sit on my hands. I have the standard deviation in the way, and I have the trend line in the way. You can see it's acting as resistance here. So I'm just going to be a lot more disciplined in my entries today. I was not happy with my entries yesterday. It should increase our win rate, which would be really powerful with the fact that your reward to risk is almost 2 to 1 as well. So putting those two things in your favor should make you more profitable. This one gave us 9.75 points and pulled back down. I think we're supposed to go short here. I missed it. Let's see if we get it. There we go. But yeah, being patient, right? Notice we noticed. Wow. Let's use the same word twice in a sentence. But we triggered higher here, but we identified the areas that would be potentially troublesome to get through. And they were, in fact, resistance in this case. And then you have this nice bearish trigger that did work for 10 points. Did it actually do its full measured move? It almost did. It ran into this upward trend line now that we have here. Yeah, much more relaxed, right? Yesterday was very chaotic. I told myself I need to just chill out. Chill out when you're trading. Easier said than done, though, right? All right, we triggered bearish here. It's about to hit target. And now we're back at that 950 level. We do have a lower low, so we're going to mark that right there with this trend line here. And if you zoom out, you can see we're in a wedge. Not going to take any bullish moves here. Not going to take any bearish moves either, because we're at the bottom of the wedge here. Now this candle decided to trigger all the way through. But notice I don't want to take a 20-point candle either. That's a $400 risk. So I'm looking for areas where I can take these candles, but at a much cheaper price, and trying to go for the full measured move, or at least 10 points. Our golden ruler does slightly move down to 982. So here's the moment of truth. We would have shorted it right there at 950. Would it have held? Came down to 43.50. $42.25. Doesn't look like it actually wants to go down. It is a change from the -4 + 8. So right now what I'm risking is 6 to make 10, and sometimes I'm risking 6 to make a lot more than 10 if I see that there's room for the trade to run and I have it automatically trailing me. So it has the potential to make at that point at least 5 points. Also, I made another adjustment to my strategy. If the trade is up 8 points, I have it automatically move my stop loss to +3. I don't know if you remember yesterday, the countless times that we were so close to hitting 10 points. We were around 8.759, only for the thing to roll over and stop me out. I'd rather just take 3 points and re-examine where we're at. This would have been an example where it would have happened. Let's say we shorted it here at 950. It actually made its way down about 8 points and then it pulled back up. We would have at least captured 3 points and not have lost money on this trade. That's kind of what I'm looking at. We have a bearish trigger here, but we're still respecting this upward trend line we have drawn here. So I have to let it pass. If it works, it works. But I'm trying to be more disciplined with my entries. see though the range is getting tighter and tighter, so something is gonna give. Excuse me. And notice this trade did not work. When I was taking trades yesterday, I was not thinking about the overall context of things, and that's not good. I'm usually pretty good at reading overall context and clues and figuring out where we should and shouldn't take trades. And for some reason, I abandoned that yesterday. So it was, sure, we got triggered, and but think about how many times we got chopped up. But that chop could have been prevented if you just looked at the overall context of where we were and what we were trying to do. And that will help prevent you from taking a lot of false positive trades. You have another false positive trade right here at 1026. And the reason why I say it's false positive is because we have this trend line in the way, which we're trying to get over. We also have this other trend line in the way, and we have golden ruler in the way. So those are three resistance points that can act against my bullish setup. And I like to think of trading a lot like forces. It's a lot like physics. So you're looking at all the potential forces that can help you or deter you from moving in terms of motion. And in this case, you have these structures in place that could act like rocks or buildings or whatever, and the ball or whatever object you want to use as your object that's moving forward in motion is gonna come at a dead end here and have to turn around. And that's kind of what trading is like. Sometimes it's all about motion, and there it is. It hit that dead end and had to turn around. And now we're getting a signal to go lower, I think. And we're trying to close. We didn't technically trigger it yet though. But now, problem with this big candle is if it did in fact trigger, if it triggered, I should say, it's gonna run into this other obstacle down here, and so the range is becoming tighter and tighter right now until we figure out where we actually want to go and break out of this range altogether. See, running into this wall again. And that's what happened to us yesterday. We kept running into these walls, but for some reason I decided not to draw those walls yesterday. And it was a very frustrating session. So I went back last night and I said, what could I have done differently? Is there any way I could have avoided those stop losses? And the answer ultimately was yes. Okay, we triggered lower, but I am going to mark it. again, we're still in that range, right? And so you could see a lot of the setups that are triggering, they're not very good setups. And so yesterday we would have taken these setups and we would have gotten stopped out 3, 4, 5 times in a row, and it was super frustrating. You can see it here, another stop loss right there, right? Because we would have taken the short at 950, gotten stopped out, and now it may come back down and continue, but this is not very good price structure. And I was kind of worried a little bit about this price action happening today because of the FOMC meeting at 2 o'clock. Now notice this swing low here. We need to pair it up with a swing low that's even lower than this one, and this is the closest one right here. So this would be another trend line that you would have to draw as well. Okay, remember, we're still in this bearish trade from 1030. It hasn't stopped out. It hasn't hit its target. We've just been kind of hovering near its entry point. We are in an overall bearish channel though. Like, I can draw it out for you. It would look like this. And then I'll expand it to the right and you can really see it. Here you go. This is our channel. This is our bearish channel. You can see we're bouncing off the bottom portion of the channel here. Another few trend lines that you can draw as well is going to be this one. From this swing high here to the lower swing high here. You can see it's very messy. We will be deleting these lines now because they're no longer valid, and we are making our way down to that target, I believe, but we still got the channel that's in the way. I guess if I hadn't drawn that channel, I would have been puzzled as to why we were getting all that buying going on right there. But it makes sense if you drew this channel. You want to go back through the range to the upside. Could make our way down to 900. We'll see. Okay, so this trend line is no longer valid, so we will delete it and we'll draw this trend line instead. We're making our way down to 908.25, which is the actual target from the 1030 candle. We just hit it. We're making our way down to 900 now. We are exiting the channel. Do we come back and enter the channel again? Let's see. Let's see what happens here at 900. We pretty much got the 10-point bounce. I just didn't take it. I just didn't want to take a bullish trade with this huge inverted hammer. I don't know. It looked strange to me, so I skipped it. Now what's interesting is we're working our way back up the channel. Maybe. Alright, the runner's been taken out. Oops. Did not mean to move the whole channel there. Channel's there. I meant to delete this line. And the runner. Moving it out of the way. This is technically a bearish trigger, but we have the standard deviation level underneath us. Okay, there's a stop loss from this false positive trade. We have another false positive bullish signal here. You also have a bearish signal here as well. So a lot of mixed signaling. We're still technically in this overall downward trend. So we'll draw this downward trend line here. Could see the standard deviation level here could be acting as support. Okay, we're making our way towards that target from the 1045 candle lower. Okay, we just hit it there. I'll move the runner down. I believe golden ruler should have been moving down this whole time. It's at 922.25 now. Now we have quite the push lower, which is good because now we're starting to break out of this range, right? I mean, I think once we broke in 900 to the downside, it signaled for the bears to really come in. Now we're just waiting for our next setup. I will be logging off the stream soon, though. I still have an 11 o'clock event to go to today. But I think we did really well. Let's look at our performance. We took 4 trades in a span of about 40 or so minutes. 100% win rate. And $700 profit, but with fees, it comes out to $684. Say it's a much better day than yesterday. You learn a lot from your mistakes. There's a saying, it says, I never lose, because when I win, and when I lose, I learn something. And if you have that attitude and you have that mindset, even on your worst days, if you can learn something from it, make adjustments, and move forward, you're going to be a winner in the long run. I hope you guys enjoyed today's session. As always, good to see some of you on here on a regular basis. Much appreciated. And we'll talk to you guys real soon. See you tomorrow. Have a good one.